Hello everybody and welcome to Devotion to Writing. Today I wanted to talk about your writing journey and how to start out on this writing journey. For so many of us, this is the most difficult thing. I just ran into a friend the other day who was telling me that she has this great life story that she wants to tell, but she just doesn't know where to begin to tell it. She doesn't know how to begin. And so in thinking about her and in thinking about my own process as a writer, I wanted to share with you just some of the ways, some tips for getting started in writing, beginning to start our stories or poems or our memoirs or whatever it is that you want to tell. First of all, let's just acknowledge that it's very difficult to begin. It's hard to begin anything, especially something that may be new to us. But even if it's not new to us, starting something from scratch, it involves a certain amount of intention, attention, and then putting some work in. So let's just begin with acknowledging that writing is hard and it's difficult to begin anything. And we'll just acknowledge that and we'll step forward. So here are a few things that I think we can do to overcome these obstacles that we put in our way when we want to write. The first one is to get over this this idea that we have, which is really just a misperception, that we have to know what we're going to write before we start. A lot of people come and they say, like this friend of mine, they say, I have this story that I want to write, but I just don't know where to begin. I don't know how to start. Well, you just have to start. My experience is, and the experience of other writers that I talk to has been, when we start, the way forward is revealed. But we do have to just get words on the page. We're never going to be able to, in our minds, completely conceive of the story or the poem, the memoir, etc., that we want to tell. And I think even if we could outline the entire story and know where it's going, that kind of kills some of the surprise and the discovery that I think is inherent in the writing process, and is really what draws me back to writing, is the surprise of, wow, I didn't know this story was going to go here. I didn't know this was even in me. So allow that to kind of enter. You don't have to know where you're going with the story. You just have to start and allow yourself to discover as you continue to write. So this is really important to remember. You always have something to say. So even if you don't know where to start, if you give yourself the permission to write, and to write anything, just break that silence of the page, just get some words down, get that hand flowing, get the mind kind of working. If you just give yourself the permission to do this, allow the words to flow, the story is going to come. Something is always going to come. There's a great writing exercise that I've done for many years in my workshops, where I put a box on the table and I say, what's in the box? And I have people write on what's in the box. No one has ever written, there's nothing in the box. And even if they had written, there's nothing in the box, they had still written something. So, and the truth is, there is nothing in that box, but the stories that come from that prompt prove to me, and I think prove to the writers in the workshop, people who have done this exercise, that there's always something. There's always something in the box. So there's always something in us that is going to come out onto the page if we give ourselves the permission. So nothing matters at the start. The only thing is to get started. The words will come, the images will come, your memories will come, you'll make connections. This is the excitement. This is like the crackling energy of our creation. We just do this naturally because we are naturally creative. Things come to us. I mean, just think about it every day, even when we're not working, say, on what we would think of as a creative project, like writing a story or painting a picture or something. Just walking around in our day, we're constantly looking at things and perceiving them and coming up with stories about the things that we're seeing, about the events that are happening to us. It's what we do. It's how we go through life, and it's no different when we're approaching the page, when we're approaching things out of our imaginations. It will come if we allow it. We are going to produce something. So what stops us from doing that, what might stop you from doing it, is that inner critic or that inner voice. And we all have them, everyone. Every writer, every artist, every person has that inner critic. It's just that some critics are given more authority than by us, by the individual, than critics and other people who have learned to just ignore it or turn down the volume of it. And we all can do this, and the way that we turn down that volume on that critic or kind of take away its authority is just by not listening to it. And if you stop to ask yourself, who is this critic anyway? I mean, have you ever thought about that? Who is that critic in you? And why have you given it that voice such power and such authority to kind of keep you from doing something like writing that you know you want to do? And they can be very subtle. Like, it is a very subtle, it's not really a criticism, but it's a subtle kind of undermining of your energy to say, I don't know where to start. I don't know what I want to write. I don't know where the story is going. I think it's a very subtle way of keeping us from kind of stepping into the unknown and discovering the power of the story on our own. And we want to know, look, it's comfortable to know where we're going to go. It's comfortable to have an outline. But the truth is, I don't think the magic of a story, the magic of our stories, of our poems, of our memories, I don't think that magic is fully revealed unless we kind of enter it with this kind of innocence and this unknowing. So to know it, I think, it can kind of kill the surprise that comes naturally from and to a story when we're just telling it with the energy of not knowing, of kind of the open to discovery. So try to turn down that critic. Ask, who are you, critic? Where did this voice come from, and why do you have so much power? And then just kind of write through it. And so by making writing a habit, this critic does lose some of its authority. And so that's the second thing about starting your writing journey, is try to make it a habit. If you want to write a story, if you want to write a poem, if you want to write your memoirs, then make it a habit. Say, I'm going to sit at 8 o'clock every day, or 10 o'clock every day, or 8 o'clock at night, and I'm going to write for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever time works for you in your day. But I do think that it is important to commit to writing every day, and at the same time, there's something about working that time into your schedule, that creating that, not just the habit of showing up every day, but a routine of showing up at a certain time, that really makes it easier to just, your whole, my experience is that my whole body, my mind, my imagination, my body settles in it. It recognizes that time, that writing time, that creative time is coming. And so when I sit at the desk at the same time and I get that pen in my hand and I start, my body has already anticipated that and is settling in and entering into that creative mode. And this has just happened from practice, from making it a habit, from making it a routine. So you don't need a lot of time, as I said before. You could write for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15. If you wrote 15 minutes every day for a week, that's what, an hour and 45 minutes, almost 2 hours of writing. 2 hours of writing a week, you do the math over the course of a year, you're building up a lot of work. You could easily tell a story by writing 15 minutes a day every day. You can easily build your story, your poems, your collection, your memoir, whatever it is you want to, whatever your writing goals are. And maybe your writing goal isn't even to produce a product. Maybe it's just to be with yourself and to create and to write about, maybe just reflect on your day. And that's great too. That's then 15 minutes that you've devoted to sitting, communing with yourself, and writing kind of through all of the feelings and the emotions and the memories that you're experiencing. And this leads me to the fourth thing, which is by no means the fourth in the list of importance. Perhaps it's the most important thing. I don't know. I haven't really graded these, and that is that writing is fun. And we can enjoy it. We can enjoy sitting with ourselves and being in that creative process. We can enjoy being in the process of creating work, stories, poems, books, creating our lives. It can be playful. And I equate it to like stacking blocks, writing like stacking blocks. As a child, you would take these building blocks and put one on top of another, making it as tall as you could, and as you added a block, it would start to lean and start to wobble, and you would just try to add another and balance it, and maybe it would topple over, and you would just like shriek from from joy, from the excitement, from the buildup of that energy, and even when it toppled, there wasn't a failure. You could just start again, putting block on top of block, and to see how high it would go. And for the fun and the enjoyment of building something. And so there's no failure here. There's only discovery, and there's only the surprise of what is inside of you, what you hold, and what you can bring to the page that day. And this is enough, really. That fun, that enjoyment. I think if we have this, it doesn't matter. The product doesn't matter. The publication that you might want doesn't matter. The awards, none of these things truly sustains you. That kind of carrot that we put outside ahead of ourselves, saying, well, we have to have a book, or we have to have an award, or we have to get X, Y, or Z for that satisfaction in the writing. I think that can really hinder us. It can really stop us from even beginning this journey. The journey itself, I'm telling you, is where the joy is where the fun is where all the reward is, because what we're doing is sitting with ourselves daily, and we're discovering, and we're being surprised, and we're bringing through us what is in us, what is all around us, and we're making something beautiful with it. We're communing with this energy that we have. We're directing that energy that we have to making something that was not there before we put our intention and attention to it. That's quite a wonderful and miraculous thing, ability, talent, and we all have it. It's inside all of us. We just have to apply it. We just have to decide that this journey we want to make to writing is going to be one we devote ourselves to. It is a daily, any journey takes our daily effort, any journey. We have to do it incrementally, and we have to do it daily. So on your writing journey, you want to begin, you have a story to tell, you have poems you want to write, you have all of these memories you'd like to get down. You don't have to know where you're going with it. You don't have to know the shape of it to start. Start. The shape will be revealed in the doing. The trajectory will be revealed in the doing. And you'll discover so many wonderful things along the way that you couldn't have anticipated. I guarantee you that. You'll be surprised. You'll be awed. And I think working that way, you will find that joy, that enjoyment that is simply the process of creating. So I hope this was helpful. If you do have a story to tell, you have these poems to write, make a commitment. Start now. Grab your journal, grab your computer, sit down, start to write. Do it again tomorrow. Do it the next day. If you need help, I love to assist. That's why I do devotion to writing. It's my thing. I really love helping other writers and other creators get to their creativity. I know my own struggle has been, it's been a struggle. And so if there's any way that I can help, I love to do it. I'd love to do it. So if you like this video, please, if it's helpful, please subscribe. That way you can receive more. I'm doing a lot of these. And also you can check out devotiontowriting.com. I offer in-person workshops, online workshops, and also really, really fun retreats, and in Italy, Portugal coming up. So again, if there's any way I can assist you, please drop a comment, please subscribe, please visit devotiontowriting.com if you're interested, and I hope I'll see you here again. Thank you.